Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are so back, and it feels like that 2015, 2016 energy from Trump that we all know and love is just surging in a big way. In a matter of days, he has taken captive foreign dictators, blown up drug empires, reestablished and reasserted our dominance in the Western Hemisphere, flipped off China and Russia, and, we're talking about taking Greenland next. But at the same time, while he's doing all that, he managed to also flip the bird in a big way to the Wall Street elites and the globalists at Davos. This is big, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to hit some very powerful people in a big way. And this is kind of like the very first thing that we've seen from the Trump administration in terms of targeting affordability and the housing unaffordability crisis. So he says, for a very long time, buying and owning a home was considered the pinnacle of the American dream. It was the reward for working hard and doing the right thing. But now, because of the record high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress, that American dream is increasingly out of reach for far too many people, especially younger Americans. It is for that reason and much more that I am immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes, and I will be calling on Congress to codify it. People live in homes, not corporations. I will discuss this topic, including further housing and affordability proposals and more at my speech in Davos in 2 weeks. Now, you can imagine the Wall Street billionaires that are going to be directly impacted by this. They are squirming right now, and some very powerful people are not too happy. And let me just show you how the stock market's doing today. Blackstone, the biggest institutional investor in terms of single-family homes, is crying today, okay? Their stock is not doing too hot. Trump just wiped out billions of dollars, guys. And so for the people that say that, he's just there to enrich his friends on Wall Street, well, how do you explain this one? Now, here's what's so funny about this and so powerful. Trump said he's going to be going to Davos in 2 weeks to explain this further and talk about further housing and affordability proposals. And guess who's going to be there at Davos in Switzerland? Blackstone. They are going to be there because they are institutional partners. They're big players with the World Economic Forum, okay? And they are listed on the website as institutional partners. So I assume that the CEO, Stephen A. Schwartzman, the guy that just lost billions today as a reaction to Trump's truth, he's going to be there, and Trump's going to be rubbing it in his face. And all these people that want you to own nothing and be happy and live in pods and eat bugs, and they want a mass surveillance state, and they basically want to reshape the entire global economic structure. Trump is coming to drop an absolute nuke on these people, this ritualistic gathering where all the billionaires, politicians, and corporate elites get together and talk about how they're going to erode your freedoms in the name of progress. Trump is coming to just ruin their day and poop in their punch bowl. And it gives me great joy, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't know if you guys know, but just recently, the Trump administration said that they were going to put like a brain trust together of people that, experts on the matter, and they were going to put all their energy and resources into targeting the housing unaffordability crisis. And he talked about how complicated it was, because on one hand, you have people that worked hard, they own their home, and they've got a lot of equity in their home. And we don't want to do something that would tank the value of those homes because we don't want to see people lose their equity. And at the same time, you have all these younger people that can't seem to get ahead and they can't afford their first starter home. So how do you really tackle a complex issue like that without hurting somebody? I mean, either you tank the equity that people have in the homes that they already own, or you leave the next generation out to dry because they can't possibly afford a 1,200 square foot home that's now priced at like $450,000, which is unattainable. So the Trump administration, they're working on policies to target this issue. And this is the first thing that they put forth, and it's going to be wildly, wildly popular pretty much across the board, because who wants to see institutional investors buying up single-family homes when those homes could go to the younger generation buying their first home? This is what people don't understand, and this is what the media is not going to tell you. These economists, these experts that study the impact of institutional investors buying all the, single-family homes, they say, well, they only own like 2.5% of total U.S. home sales. But they don't tell you that these institutional investors they specifically target the exact homes that a first-time buyer would be after. They focus on cheaper, entry-level homes, often, like a 2 or 3 bedroom suburban house that needs a couple of fixes. That would be the perfect home for somebody that was looking at their first home. But what they do is they buy it way above the market value, especially in places like Phoenix, Charlotte, Atlanta, Tampa. Very specific areas in the Sun Belt are targeted very heavily, and they come in, they get their low interest rates because the banks are willing to negotiate better interest rates for them, and they come in and they buy the homes at prices that nobody can compete with. So this is something that a lot of people, I would say most Americans want to see this, and it doesn't have a lot of downside unless you're a Wall Street billionaire. So ladies and gentlemen, Trump is being very strategic. I love everything I'm seeing from the administration right now. I don't know about you, but let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section. I think it's absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to see what Trump has in store for the bastards at Davos in 2 weeks. I'm definitely going to be tuning into that. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, I want to hear what you guys think down in the comment section. If you want to save a ton of money at MyPillow.com, use promo code Nick at checkout, save 66% off MyPillow products. You got the free shipping back. There's a big sale on the Giza sheets. Use my promo code Nick and save a ton of money and support the show. As always, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.